Okay, guys, to start to make your tree, we're going to work vertically on our blue paper, okay? And I just take my brush and I just kind of brush at the edge of the paint. This is tempera paint, so it's stickier than watercolor paint. You don't need to mix any water with it. And you can see it's kind of goopy, okay? Which means if it gets on your clothes, it's going to stay on your clothes. So, let me just turn this a little bit. To start, we're going to work close to the bottom, and we're just going to make the trunk, the main trunk of the tree first. So all I'm going to do is make a line that kind of curves and comes up, and then I'm going to get a little bit more paint, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Okay? Now that's all you have to do to start. Now, to fill it in, I'm going to paint. Oops, see how that dripped onto my paper? That's okay, I can fix that. Okay, so I'm going to paint up and down and up and down. And like I said, this paint is kind of sticky, so that's why that happened. Now, when I'm painting, though, I paint up and down. Okay, and there's the trunk of my tree as it goes into the ground. Okay, now to make the top of the tree, I'm going to make a branch that goes straight up and two that come out on each side. And then I might add more. So the first thing I do is I make a line from the middle of my tree that goes up, and as I get close to the top, I pull up from the brush or from the paper with the brush to make a pointed tip. And I'm going to do the same thing coming off the main trunk over here. And then I'm going to do one over here. Now notice it looks like a stick coming out of a tree right now. But one thing I did not do is I didn't line up my branches so they were exactly at the same spot. So now to make it look like a tree, I'm going to kind of just bring the bottom of my trunk up so it melts into that one, okay? And it still doesn't look like a tree because I need to make the under part of these branches. The branches at the bottom are always a little thicker to support the tree. Now it's starting to look like a tree, but I still need to add little branches coming off of those. So I consider these the long parts of the branches. Now I'm going to make a medium and a short on each one. So here I'm going to make a medium-sized branch, which is a little shorter than the big one, or than the large. And then I make a small. And now I'm going to make, and since I did a small one over here, I'll do a medium one over here. You know what? And since that's almost as tall as my main one, I'll make my main branch a little taller. And then I'll make a small one here. Okay, and now it's starting to look more like a tree. And I'm going to make this one a little longer. And here's a short one, or a small one, and I'm going to make a medium one now. And you always want to make them growing up because they're always trying to get to the sun. Okay, so now it looks like a tree, but not quite. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a couple more branches on. I'm going to put one down here. And again, it's trying to get to the sun, so it's going to wrap around underneath. Then I'll make a small one right here. And then I'll make a medium one coming off of here. Okay. And then I'll make a long branch here. And notice how I get paint back on my brush each time. And then I'll make a small one down here. and a medium one here. Okay. So now, once I turn the light off here, you won't see the shine from the paint. So there's my tree. So when it dries, okay, we do our next step, which is adding the wreath. Then that's what we'll do next.